All right, guys. Good evening, and welcome. We're about 5 minutes late. I apologize for that. If you're ready, we can begin. So, welcome. Good evening. Uh, welcome. Okay, somebody is here. Thank you for joining. Please just drop a comment. Let me know who is watching, and let me know where you're watching from. Let me know if you can hear me, if you can see me. Okay, if you can hear me clearly, if you can see me, just drop. I can hear you. I can see you. Let me be sure you can hear me before I begin. All right. So you're very welcome. You're welcome. Drop a comment. Let me know who is here. Let me welcome you properly, and then let me be sure that you can hear me and you can see me well. Okay. This video is not going to be long. This live session is not going to be long because I've been out all day and I'm very tired. Okay, so but because I've already postponed this before, this was supposed to hold by 12 noon today, but something came up and I had to postpone it till 7. Okay, so I can't postpone it again. So that is why we're doing this. But I'm going to be brief, but I'm going to be deep. I'm going to try and break down what I have for you today. Take it in depth as much as possible without rambling or wasting too much of your time. All right. So whenever you join, whether you're watching live or you watch the replay, do make sure you drop a comment. Make sure you engage. If you find the content of this helpful, then be sure to like, be sure to share. Let your friends also benefit from this content. Okay, be sure to drop a comment. Let me know where you're watching from, and let me know exactly what you got out of this video. All right, so with that being said, we're looking at um, the heading I put on the flyer is how balanced is your marketing? How balanced is your marketing? And we'll be looking at the three key pillars for a marketing campaign that will sell out. Okay, any marketing campaign, any sales campaign, any copy, any advert that will sell out must have three key components. All right, so in this video, in about 30 minutes, I will break down these three things so that from today, if you're writing a copy, if you're doing an advert, you're crafting a marketing campaign, you're doing a sales funnel, you're setting up a landing page, make sure these three things are in your copy. Okay, make sure these three things are in your campaign. Make sure these three components are in your funnel because they will greatly aid your conversion, your sales. Okay, so please, before I start, let me be sure you can hear me. Let me know if you can hear me. If I go ahead like that and you're not hearing me, it won't really be nice. Okay, but so I think I'll go ahead. So okay, so let me start by way of making an analogy. When I sent out this um, when I sent out this to people on my email list, my marketing email list, which I call marketing on steroids, I started with an analogy, and then I asked them, apart from humans, apart from primates and birds, living things, apart from primates and birds, I don't know any other thing that can balance on less than three legs or less than three stands. Okay, apart from human beings, primates, human beings, monkeys, um, chimpanzees, gorillas, and then birds. I don't see any other thing, any other man-made structure that can achieve balance on less than three legs or less than three stands. You take a bicycle or a motorcycle, for instance. A motorcycle has two tires, but for you to attain balance, you either need to support it with your legs, and that gives it four stands, or you use the motorcycle stand itself, which now makes it three stands. Now, my point is, the marketing must have these three key pillars for it to be effective. Okay, if you leave out any of them, your marketing campaign, your copy, your adverts, your sales funnel will not be as effective, will not convert as much as it should convert. So these three key pillars, or these three pillars, are very, very important. Okay, they must be present in your marketing campaign. They must be present in your marketing conversations when you're trying to sell, when you're crafting copies, when you're doing your campaigns. All right, so quickly, what are these three pillars? The first one is, um, this strategy is actually gotten from ancient Greece, and the three pillars are ethos, pathos, and logos. Okay, let me put them up so that you see. You have ethos, pathos, and logos. Those are the three pillars that must be in your marketing. Three pillars that must be in your marketing, that must be in your copy. Ethos, pathos, and logos. So if they are missing, you won't have the result you're supposed to have. Okay, so let me take the next 15 minutes to break these three things down and let you know how they affect your marketing, what they mean, how they affect your marketing, and how you can use them to achieve better results. Okay, so what is ethos? What is pathos? What is logos? These are Greek terms. So for their English equivalent, ethos represents character. Ethos means character in English. Okay, ethos is character. And how does character play into your marketing, or how does character play into your copy? How does character play into your sales funnel? How does character play into your advertising campaign or whatever you're doing to sell? Now, the truth is, people, when I mean character, I talk about reputation. I'm talking about brand image. I'm talking about um, reputability. You know, people buy from brands that they trust to a large extent. Okay, it is rare to see a situation where people are buying from people they have never known before, that they don't have some level of trust, some level of confidence in. Okay, even if they are meeting you or your marketing message for the first time, there must be some level of trust in your brand, in your company, in the service you render or the product you're selling before they will buy. Okay, so this trust, this reputation, this brand integrity is what ethos is all about, character. So if you're writing a copy, you must establish the reputation of your company or your agency or your client. That is whoever you're writing the copy for. Okay, the reputation of that person, you must establish it. You must make sure that there is no doubt in the mind of your prospect or whoever will go through your funnel that the people offering this service, the people offering this product, are trusted to deliver, are, they have integrity, they keep to their word, they stand by what they say. They are not charlatans, they are not frauds, they are not people that will promise one thing and deliver another. They are not people that will, you know, do you what I ordered versus what I got. Okay, so and how do you establish character in your marketing? How do you establish character in your copy? How do you establish character? How do you establish reputation? The one way you can do that is to sound like an authority, to come across as an authority. People buy from those they perceive as authorities in their niche. People buy from those they perceive to have attain the level of influence, knowledge, expertise in their niche. Okay, nobody will want to buy from somebody that is uh, still not uh, how do I put this? For someone that is not yet knowledgeable enough in what he's offering. A typical example is most of us do it. I'm sure you as well do it. So many of us do it, or most people, not everybody do. But if you take your maybe let's say your vehicle has spoiled and you take it to a mechanic, okay, very few people will allow or will like the apprentice of that mechanic to work on their car, except you have been to that to that workshop before and you know that that apprentice is actually knowledgeable. His hands are strong. He has learned enough to be able to work on your car. And if you've known that already, that means you already sold on the character, the reputability or the reputation of that apprentice. Without that previous experience, without that previous knowledge, many people will not allow. They want the oga, they want the owner of the workshop to be the one to work on their vehicle. Am I speaking the truth? Okay, it happens everywhere. Even when you take your TVs to repair, you want the mechanic to be the one to work on it. Why? Because he knows that the Okay, so sorry for that interruption in the network. But like I was saying, I was talking of you take your let's say you take your clothes, for instance, to a fashion design shop or a fashion design outfit. Okay, except you already know that the apprentices there are good at what they do. You will want the owner of the shop to work on your dress, right? Either that or the if the owner of the shop now vouches for the apprentice, the owner of the shop now tells you, oh oga, no worry, this one sabi, no worry, this one don learn finish, no worry, this one hands strong. Now the owner is now vouching for the character, for the expertise of the apprentice. That is only when you will allow them work on your dress and pay. So character is built by showing expertise, coming across like an integrity, like an authority. So when you write your copy, when you're setting up your sales funnels or whatever you're doing to sell, you must exhibit this aura of authority. You must write your copy or talk like someone who knows what he or she is talking about. There must not be any form of maybe fidgeting or uncertainty, because it will diminish the character or your character in the heads, the minds of your prospect. So you must come across as an authority. You must be confident in your knowledge. You share that knowledge confidently. You share whatever it is you're talking about, whatever it is your product, your service, your marketing um, campaign is about. You must deliver it confidently, like an authority, without any form of you know nerves or whatever. Okay, so that is one way to establish your character or establish your reputation. Please, before let me just drop a comment. Let me know where you're watching from, and let me welcome you. Okay, so like I was saying, that is how you one way to establish character. Come across like an expert, like an authority. Okay, be bold, be assertive, share what you are doing without apology. Then another way is by endorsement. Okay, endorsement. Like I said, the only reason you allow, or one of the reasons you allow an apprentice work on your vehicle, on your electronics, or on your clothes, is if the owner of the shop vouches for the apprentice. If they tell you that this apprentice is good at what they do, their hands are strong, they've learned enough to work for you. So this is the concept of endorsement. If you're selling any product, you're doing any marketing campaign, and there are influencers in your niche. There are people that are now seen as authorities in your niche that can endorse you or that have endorsed you before. It's important to use that endorsement in your copy, to use that endorsement in your funnel, to use that endorsement in your on your landing page, wherever you're selling anything. Okay, that endorsement helps to um, give credence to your character. So that endorsement tells people that this person is for real. This person, this company, this brand is legit. If this person can endorse them, if this big brand, if this big influencer, if this person that we trust can endorse them, then they must really know what they are doing. Their product must be good, their service must be good. And endorsement alone will help you push conversions. I'll give you an example from something I witnessed some days ago when Emmanuel Akpe, Prof, was selling his class, Fill It Up. Okay. Now that class was at around 130 people, 130 paid converts, paid participants, and then an influencer on Instagram, Niger Brand Chick, endorsed him. Okay, and before 24 hours of that endorsement, or within 24 hours of that endorsement, the class had gone from 130 to 400. That is like times three the number of conversions because of an endorsement. So, and what that endorsement did was just, solidifying or, giving credibility to the character, the reputation of Prof, telling people that this is my beloved Prof, in whom I am well pleased. Pay for his class, buy his product. So endorsement is one way to prove or let people know your character, your reputation. Let people be assured that you are what you say you are. Your brand can deliver what they say they'll deliver. Then another way is using testimonials, using reviews, using feedback. Okay, I want to buy a product from you, and I'm wondering if the product will work for me. What better way to convince me than to show me somebody that has bought from me before that the product worked for? If somebody else had bought the product before, used the product, and it gave the person the result I am looking for, then it is very convincing. It is one thing that will multiply your sales. Okay? Because testimonials are like helping people see their future self or see the future they will get from your product. If you tell me, buy my course, and in 2 months you will make, I'll show you how to make 1 million naira. Well, it is more difficult to believe you because I'm expecting you to say that after all. You want to sell your course. But if somebody else now says, or you now show me a testimonial of somebody else that took the course and in that time frame they have made the 1 million naira, then it is way more convincing because now I know it is no longer you blowing your own horn. It's no longer you tooting your own horn, blowing your own trumpet. I think I mixed it up there. Okay, so character is very important. That's the first thing you must make sure is on ground. Your reputation, because no matter how convincing your copy is, if there are doubts about your reputation, if people are not sure that you will deliver, that your product will satisfy them, that whatever you're doing will give them the result, if they are not sure they will get value from money, it go hard for them to buy. Nobody wants to waste money. Even people that have too much money, they don't want to believe that they are wasting their money. Many people waste money, but to them, they don't want to believe that they are wasting the money. So buying something that they are not sure of is a sure way to waste money. So that's why ethos, character, is the first thing you must put on ground. Endorsement, expertise, showing your expertise. When I mean showing your expertise, means you can display your certifications. So let's say you're running a campaign where you want people to book you for a website design, you want to help them design their site. You can show your certifications from maybe top web design companies that trained you. Okay, or let's say you want to write copy for people, you want people to hire you as a copywriter, and in your funnel or your sales page, you're showing a certification where you were trained by Grant Cardone. Come on, come on, who will not be interested? You are showing a certification where you attended or you were part of maybe Dan Locke or Russell Brunson's um, personal training. So those are ways to establish authority. Show your certification, show your what makes you an authority, what should make people trust that you know what you're doing, that you can you've been doing this and you've achieved results. Okay, you show maybe yourself, picture of yourself with let's say you're writing on what do I use? Let's still use finance, and you now put a picture of yourself with probably um, Akin Alabi. It's already a big character boost, a big reputation boost. So I think I've talked enough about that. I think I've talked enough about ethos, your character. Okay, it is very important. If it's not there, it will take the grace of God for you to sell. Okay, because your copy can be very confusing, but I will buy from somebody that I'm sure will deliver. So your brand character is all about reputation, brand integrity. What do people perceive your brand as? What do people perceive your company as? What do they associate with you guys? So that is ethos. I hope that is clear. If it's not clear, you can drop your questions in the comments. Drop your questions in the comment. But I believe I've broken that down and I've even told you how you can implement this. So it's left for you now to go and start thinking of how you can do all this. Okay. Then the next one is pathos. That's the second pillar. Okay, pathos. Only character will not sell you. You need more, and that is pathos, emotions. Okay, no marketing will succeed without emotions. You've had it many times. People buy with emotions and justify with logic. It's very true. The biggest buying motivation, they are all emotions. If you've learned sales, marketing, copywriting before, then you must have heard when you were learning reasons why people buy. One of them, the biggest, is fear. Fear is an emotion. Another one is greed. Greed is an emotion. Another one is love. Love is basically an emotion. Many of them, they are just emotions. Okay? Why people buy. So emotions are the biggest buying motivators. So if your copy is not pressing people's emotional buttons, it will hardly convert. It will hardly convert because emotions get people in a state of mind where it is easy to convince them to do what you're doing. If you get people in an emotional state, it is easier for you to convince them. It is easier for you to get them to dance to your tune. It is easier for you to win them over if you are going through the emotional side. Okay, so there must be pathos in your copy. Your copy cannot just be technical. Your copy cannot just be logical. No, it must be emotional. It must bypass people's brain and talk to their hearts. It must bypass people's um it should not bypass their mind though, but it must reach their heart. There must be an emotional component. Okay, so And how do you put emotions in your copy? How do you put emotions in your copy? One of the best ways is to tell stories. I still have not found or seen any other thing that is more emotional than stories. Humans were brought up with stories. Stories were how our forefathers, if you believe in evolution, that was how they grew up. That was how our history, our ancestry was passed. Before there was writing and books, there were stories told from generation to generation. Okay, your father's father told your father's father, your father's father told your father's father's father. So just like that. So stories are a big part of our makeup. Stories, everybody pays attention to stories. Every stories get people's attention and gets people's emotion as well. Especially if you tell a relatable story, a story where your prospect, the person reading your copy, the person going through your landing page, the person going through your funnel is able to picture themselves in the place of the antagonist of your story, of the protagonist of your story. If they're able to relate to the situation, to the circumstances, um, to what the hero of your story is facing, then it is very, 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 very more effective that way. Okay, so storytelling is a very powerful way of grabbing people's emotions. You with stories you can transport people from where they are into another world. This is why people read fiction a lot, because fiction transports them into another world. Fiction makes them for a period of time forget about the world they are and go to another world. And that is what you want to achieve with your marketing. You want your copy to should I say transform, transfer people from the where they are to the state of mind you want them to be. You want them to forget everything else and even forget that they are reading and just flow with you. And one of the best ways, more than statistics, more than facts, is stories. Okay, so as a copywriter, as a digital marketer, you must learn how to tell stories. There's what we call story selling, selling with stories. And there's a very popular quote, stories sell while facts tell. So stories is one way to capture people's emotions. Then another way to capture emotions is what we call future pacing or um, transport that using transport words. Okay, future pacing or using transport words. Now, what it means is that you make people envision or imagine where they could be. Maybe before even talking about your products, you already help them see the destination that you can help them get to. You help them see the kind of life they can live, the kind of money they can have, the kind of marriage they can have, the kind of business they can have if something happens. So using future pacing, you show them where they are now and then you show them where they can be. So by the time you show them they can be where they can be, maybe in 2 weeks, in 2 months, in 2 years' time, you are engaging their emotions. There will not be this longing, there will be this lust, there will be this hunger, this hankering. How can I get here? How can I achieve this? Okay? And you now introduce your product as the bridge. You now introduce your product as the bridge. So future pacing is another way to um, play on people's emotions. Future pacing is another big way to play on people's emotions. But storytelling is one of the biggest ways. When you tell a story, you can even tell a story that is set in the future. It is still another way. Storytelling and future pacing. But all in all, you must add an emotional angle to your marketing. There must be something that is not just focused on their brain, on their mind. Okay, so make sure your copy, make sure your landing page, make sure your funnel has an emotional component. How does it make them feel? Is very important. It's very important. Your prospects should not only think that your product is a good choice, they should also feel that is a good choice for them. Okay, how they feel is very important. How they feel is very, very important. So your marketing must make them feel safe to buy this. It must make them feel confident to buy from you. It must make them feel happy, feel pleased to buy from you. It must make them feel something. Okay? If you want to work with fear, maybe FOMO, fear of missing out, then it must make them feel afraid of missing this offer, make them feel afraid of not getting this. If you want to work on greed, it must make them feel greedy, feel like they must have this, make them feel as if no, 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 they need to get more of this, but they must feel something. Okay, so if you don't know how to tell stories, it's important you learn. Okay, it's important you learn that. In the copywriters conference that I'm organizing next week, that's the first thing we are going to treat. I believe if you go through my timeline, you should see the flyer. Jane Bliss is going to talk about story selling. She's one of the best I know when it comes to using stories to sell. Okay, so she will be talking about story selling. Make sure you don't miss that conference, and it's free. So be sure to check to join that conference. It's from the 19th to the 21st. That should be next week, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Okay, so that is for pathos, emotions. This is the biggest component of of your marketing, of the selling trident. Okay, character is important, but emotions is importanter. Let me put it like that. Emotions is importanter. So if they don't feel like you are who they should do business with, they won't do business with you. They won't do business with you. Even if you're because the truth is you're not the only one with character. Your business is not the only one with reputation. Your product is not the only good product out there. That's what you should understand. Your product is not the only good product out there. There may even be better products than your own. But what creates the difference is emotions, how your marketing message, how your copy, how your landing page, how the funnel they went through, how your email made them feel. Did it make them feel like okay, they are buying from a friend, they are buying from someone who understands them, they are buying from someone who really wants to help them and not just take their money. They are buying from someone that has been in their shoes, they are buying from someone that can hold them by the hand, they are buying from someone that cares about them and about their problems and wants to help them solve it. The root word there is feeling. If they don't feel, they will not buy. And the last one is, of course, logos, logic. Okay. Now, I've been talking about feelings. It doesn't mean logic is not important. Okay. It is important that there is a logical argument in favor of buying from you. As much as feelings is important, nobody is stupid to buy something that doesn't logically make sense. Okay, especially if you're selling things, especially if you're buying high ticket products. If you're selling high ticket products, now if you're selling very very low ticket products, people can even decide to just risk it based on feelings. Okay, let them just check it out. After all, it is 1K. 1K is not something somebody will die over. But you're selling a product of 1 million, a product of 10 million. Ha, nobody will give you that kind of money without um, a logical reason, a logical, argument for your product. In fact, if you're closing high ticket deals, uh, there's a ratio of about you will make of about 5 meetings or 5 appointments before you're able to close such a high ticket deal because they need to make sure that everything is in order. This is not something they can just do and later find out that it was a bad deal. Okay, so logic is important. People must understand what it is you're presenting to them. In as much as you want them to feel it is a good idea, they must also think is a good idea. They must also understand what your product is, what your product does, how your product can help them. They must understand where your product fits into their journey, where your product fits into their life, where your product can, or how your product is better than what they are using now. There must be a logical argument for your product. There must be um, a logical discourse for your product. So when you're selling, when you're writing your copy, don't only focus on emotions or character. You need logic. There should be a tangible, congruent reason why your product is what they should buy, why they should spend money with you, why they should spend their hard-earned money doing business with you. What is in it for them? Are they going to benefit? Okay, so they should be able to rationalize that decision. Remember, they buy with logic, with emotion, but they will justify the payment with logic. So even if the emotions has gotten them, ready to buy, most times they will still justify, paying, giving you the money, transferring the money, checking out using the buy button. They will still justify it with logic. So you cannot leave logic out of your marketing. Okay? The emotional component is very powerful, but there should be a logical argument. You must present um, a clear advantage for your product, a reasonable, yeah, that's what I've been looking for, a reasonable advantage for doing business with you, a reasonable advantage for buying your product, a reasonable advantage for joining your class, a reasonable advantage for, why your company is in the best place to serve them or to service their needs. I don't know if you get me. So these three components will balance your marketing and be sure that whatever you're doing converts and sells widely. If these three things are in place, if your character is airtight, your reputation is solid, your brand perception is rock solid or is high, people see you, even those meeting you for the first time. I hope you know that you can meet somebody for the first time or come across their profile for the first time and you instantly know that this person is an authority, this person is good at this. And you can also meet people for the first time and just know that these ones are still learning. These ones, no, they are not yet there. So it's all in presentation, branding, and packaging. That is what one of the things that build your character. Okay, so your character, your social media profiles, how are they? How optimized are they? How well arranged are they? The content, your copy, even your picture, your DP, everything, how good is it? Okay, you want to tell, so just make sure your brand integrity is top notch. Whatever you're doing, it is important. Okay, then make sure there's an emotional component to your marketing. Make sure people feel connected to you, connected to your message, connected to the service you're providing or the product you're selling. If the emotional component is strong, you will get more people listening to you. The emotions is what will hook them. The emotion is what will hook them, what will make them listen, what will make them forget anything else, what will make them, hyped up and ready to buy. Then logic is what will convert them. Logic is what will crush all their objections. Logic is what will make them finally hit buy now or finally transfer the money. Okay, so this is where I will stop for today. This was supposed to be 30 minutes, but it's almost 40 minutes. So I want to believe you got value from this session. If you have questions, you can ask. You can ask if you have any questions, whether you're watching it now live or you are watching the replay. Be sure to ask questions if you have any question. Okay. So as I round up, I want to invite you for the final time to looking for something. Okay, so I want to invite you for the final time to be part of the next batch of the Pendulum Poetry Copywriting College. I want to invite you to be part of the final batch for this year. This is the last batch for 2021. So the college is a 6-week training where myself and two other sales experts, myself and Samuel Ajesa and then Coach Victor Maxim, will be teaching you all about copywriting, sales, digital marketing, and closing. Okay, so it's 6 weeks. It is intensive, intensive. You will learn a lot about how to write copies that will actually make money. Okay, how to write copies that will bring lots of sales for your clients, for people, even for yourself. You can learn to write copy for your business. Okay, so that instead of hiring copywriters, you can write copy for your business. Or even if you hire copywriters, you can know when they are doing a good job or not. All right. So more than just copywriting, we also teach you everything about sales. We talk about offers and offer creation. See, offer creation is the bedrock of sales. If you cannot create offers, you your finances will suffer. If you cannot create offers, your finances will suffer. So we'll also teach you offers, what offers are, and how to create offers, how to put offers that are irresistible, that people cannot say no to. All right. We'll teach you copywriting in depth. We'll take our time to teach you. Copywriting is the biggest module in the college because copywriting is the skill of selling. So if you know copywriting well, then you can sell very, very well. So we'll teach you all about copywriting, everything it entails. Then after that, we'll also teach you on sales. We'll talk about sales psychology. Okay, things you can do to make people buy, things you can do to make people get in a frame of mind where they can easily buy from you. We'll talk of sales psychology, we'll talk of handling buyers' objections. That's the module 4. Then we also teach you and talk about digital marketing, the 10 pillars of digital marketing. Whatever form of digital marketing you're doing, you will need these 10 things, okay? These 10 pillars to make sure your digital marketing efforts yield the maximum fruit. Then Samuel Ajasa, that is Elomiran, will be teaching you SEO, that is search engine optimization. So you also need to learn how to write both copy and content that will show up on search engines that are optimized for searches on Google, on YouTube. Okay, so that's another thing we will also teach you, search engine optimization. And then Victor Martin will teach you high ticket closing. Okay, how to close high ticket deals, how to make anybody buy from you. There are right and wrong ways to close. There are amateur and expert ways to close. So Victor Martin himself will be teaching you how to close high ticket deals. And then finally, we will also teach you how to sell your skills as a copywriter. It will make sense that you learn the skill and you can't sell it. So we'll teach you how to sell your skill on different platforms, different platforms where you can get customers even without freelancing. How you can get customers on different, if on WhatsApp, on a Fiverr, on Upwork, on Nairaland, on Facebook. So different platforms where you can get clients. So we'll not only teach you the skill, we also teach you how to sell the skill. So this is you learn more than this too. You learn email marketing. Email marketing is part of digital marketing. It's like the biggest part of digital marketing. So we also teach you email marketing. We have a blueprint that will give you. You will learn Facebook and Instagram adverts, how to run them with your phone, how to run Facebook and Instagram ads with your phone. It's part of what you will learn there. Then you will learn sales page creation, how to create sales pages. Okay. So in case you have anything you're selling, any product, after writing the copy, you need to post the copy on a sales page. So if you use sales page creation, Then you also get access to lots of ebooks, lots of videos, lots of cheat sheets, lots of materials and templates on copywriting that will help improve your skills. So there's so much you will gain from enrolling in this batch of the Pendulum Copywriting College. It is so much more than copywriting. But I'm thinking of changing that name from copywriting to sales college because we do a lot more than copywriting. So join us. We're starting on Monday, and you can go to the link on your screen, seller.co/PCC1 to check out all the details about the college and to register. Okay, so to make it easier for everybody, you can pay once when you get there, or you can pay in installments. I even broke it down into three instrumental payments. So there is really no excuse. There's really no excuse if you desire to master this sales game, to become a badass salesman, to become a professional copywriter, to become very good at this skill of copywriting, sales, closing. Then it's in your best interest to join. Okay. On Monday we are beginning, and the truth is we'll begin with or without you. Okay, but it is in your best interest to be sure that you join this last batch. By the next batch in 2022, the price will be doubled. Okay, in 2022, the price will double from what it is now because I'm planning to expand it and include more aspects of sales. Okay, so do yourself a favor, go to that site now, seller.co/PCC1, check out all the content of the course, how it will go, and everything, and then make sure you get in. If you don't have the money to pay once, that's fine. You can pay it 3 times. You can pay it over 3 weeks. So I don't think there's any other person that offers you this kind of opportunity so you can pay over 3 weeks. Okay? So thank you for being here. Thank you for your time. Thank you for if you got value from this video, from this live session, sorry. No, it's a video, yeah, but from this live session, please make sure you drop a comment, make sure you engage with this video. I'm seeing so many likes and so many love, but I want to see comments as well. Tell me what was your biggest takeaway, okay? What did you and what hit you or what struck you most? What was your aha moment? All right. What are you going to start implementing more in your marketing, in your copy, in your funnels, in your ads? So tell me, put it in the comments, engage, like the video, please share it. Let your friends also um get value and help their marketing. Let them get value and improve their ads, improve their copy. So don't be stingy with it, share it, let others watch as well. Okay. So thank you and I appreciate your time. I appreciate your trust because being here shows that you believe I will give you something of value. So I don't take that for granted. And I look forward to engaging more with you in the comments. So if you have questions, remember just put in the comments. Put in the comments. I know some people will watch the replay. So make sure you put it in the comments and I will do well to interact with your questions. See you some other time. Join the academy, join the college, okay? You get why? You get why? Join the college. And all my courses have a money back guarantee. So if you join and you feel you did not get enough value, just let me know and you get a complete refund of your money. I won't even ask you what happened. I will be just say you didn't get value and you get your money back. So in fact, there is nothing to lose. You either join and become a formidable marketer, you either join and get value that will change your marketing game, or you get your money back if you don't get value. So what do you have to lose? Nothing at all. There's nothing to lose there. So thank you. Follow that link, go to the landing page and make sure you register for the course. If you register, I'll see you on Monday. We'll pick up this training Monday evening, right? If you don't register, well, maybe next day you pay trouble because two of us know that you need it. One way or the other, you need to learn how to sell. You need to learn how to write copies. You need to learn digital marketing. You need to learn how to close. So you can get it now or you can get it next year and double. Your choice. Goodbye.